What's going on? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today we're going to talk to you about Polestar. I want to go over some of the current data points, break it down on what the hell happened, and if today's sell-off was justified or not. Before we get into any of that, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So Polestar did go down 16.37%. And so my last couple of videos on Polestar were kind of bringing up how it was finally getting attention from institutions. And I've been covering Polestar for roughly 2 years, and that's been one thing that they have always struggled with, is institutions paying attention to it, Wall Street even caring about its existence, and they were finally getting that. And over this last 1 month alone, it is up 25.58%. So it was moving in the right direction. But what does the company think is best? Let's fucking change the CEO. So I think this decision today will go down as one of the most poorly timed kind of news pieces ever. And normally what a company does is they issue kind of dilution points. So whenever a company is rallying, they dilute. This company, let's just kill the momentum from the get-go. So as you can kind of see, this news came out first thing at 2:30. So this Michael is going to be the new CEO as of October 1st. And Thomas, like, yeah, I get Polestar made some amateur mistakes in the past, but I don't think anyone really had any issues with Thomas whatsoever. And so he's been around since the get-go. This is comical. Like, I think Polestar is, luckily enough, they have good funders behind them. If not, they would be in Fisker's scenario. And funny thing that I bring up Fisker, which is obviously a failed company, failed EV, but this individual right here comes from two shitty EVs. So VinFast and Nikola. So you kind of get what you pay for. Regrettably, I know that sounds bad, but you get, like, this individual has, yeah, he might have had some pretty good experience at VinFast and Nikola, but neither of them are successes. So clearly, this guy is not a success. So it's one of those kind of scenarios that you do the same action time and time again, but you expect different results. This is that example. So changing CEO is not the right move for Polestar. I think it has to happen more operationally rather than anything, not change out Thomas. So I see this as very, very shitty news and very much indicating that today's sell-off is justified. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see for their upcoming earnings, but this definitely is very bad news in my opinion. So let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. Shorts, though, I think on a broader scope, we're mitigating risk today. So they did return 192,000 shares. Brings a grand total to 41.27 million shares overall are being shorted. Cost of borrow average is a little bit lower, so 80.73, utilization 93.69. And not only was institutions finally paying attention to it, but I think that shorts have been so overextended that there was a very rare opportunity that a company such as Polestar could have squeezed. So clearly with today's news, like, everyone just knows that the company behind the scenes is just managed poorly, and whenever you abruptly change any CEO like this, it doesn't look good, right? And I think more notably what did happen recently about Starbucks poaching, I think it was Chipotle's CEO, Chipotle went down massively. It goes to show exactly what Wall Street does value in a CEO. And the fact that this did go down 17%, it goes to show that they do not see this news as good. And clearly, like I said, this guy, if he came from maybe Tesla and he was very much part of Tesla's success, then yes, this would be a whole different scenario. But he came from two shitty EVs. And yeah, definitely this is not a good sign by any aspect. No matter what way you spin this, this is very, very bad news. Looking at options, very little dollar value, so 78,000 in calls, 12,000 in puts. So very even apparent based on this that nobody is caring about Polestar. During the last month, you have seen this really ramp up dollar value wise, but today clearly people are just saying, oh, Polestar, what about Polestar again? It's just, I don't know, it's a very bad thing. And sentiment wise though, 56% of all the options being done today were bearish, and clearly pointing for it to be sub $1 again, as you can kind of even see. So based on even just the optimism for the calls being purchased, people are seeing kind of a max at $1. So not the best. And regrettably, Polestar only does have monthly chains. So even that's 1 month out, September 20th expiry date. So once again, not the best timing nor anything. With it closing at 94.5, it is trading between these 2 points. So the pivot and it's R1. So $1, which Polestar really fought to really get above this last couple weeks. It definitely has turned once again to resistance. So over the next several trading days, which tomorrow's GDP, initial jobless claims, PCE on Friday, all of that could really cause a lot of volatility in the broader market. So Polestar will have to once again get over this resistance level. Aside from that, 85 cents is going to be that next strong support. So we'll just have to wait and see. A lot of the big companies unveiling their earnings today. There was some positives, some negatives, and I do believe right now Nvidia is down slightly. Looks like down 4.83%. So that most likely will really affect just the broader market going into tomorrow. And Polestar, like I said, it did actually get above that 100-day moving average. So it's been really fighting quite well, in fact, but because of today, it just broke down the technicals and everything else. So most likely, at least in the foreseeable future, it is going to continue to trade between this 150-day moving average. So roughly around that 81 to kind of $1 range, give or take. And number of retail investors were massively getting out today, and rightfully so. At the same time, stochastic though, you do see it rather overbought. So the first sign of weakness, you will see a pullback. So even today's sell-off didn't reset the technical. So you most likely will see kind of a further pullback to that 50-day moving average. So not only did today's news really kill the technicals, but I think it just killed the sentiment, and it shows that the company is just poorly managed, which I think generally speaking, people kind of knew that based on everything over the last 6 months, which has been rather comical. But honestly, at this stage in the game, unless, to be honest, there's absolutely no real reason to jump up and down in and buy the dip with Polestar right now, because yeah, I think just CEO now in charge. The only positive thing is about their operations now in the States. That's, I think, the only good thing, and that was kind of the next big catalyst for Polestar, because it's kind of way around the tariffs and whatever. But yeah, I think just there's a lot of things that the market is going to continue to not like about Polestar. So let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. What's your thoughts on this change? Do you like it? Were you a fan of Thomas? And I get some people weren't necessarily fans of him. He similar to, I cover Lucid quite a lot, and I think Lucid's management is very much engineer focused, not business focused. And Rivian is kind of the opposite. They're very much business savvy, and you can tell that based on their earnings. So Polestar is kind of the same avenue as Lucid. They are very smart individuals, not necessarily business savvy, but I feel like the market kind of acknowledged that and accepted it at this stage in the game, finally, after 2 years. So the fact that they do this, I don't see this as positive. So let me know your thoughts. One final thing, take advantage of this promo. Simply sign up for a new account, throw $100 at it. They give you 5 free stocks. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. This is an amazing deal. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.